For lesson 4.7, we're looking at what's called reflexive pronouns. Now, we know what a pronoun is. It's a word that renames a noun. For example, lawnmower. What would be the pronoun for lawnmower? It. So we know what a pronoun is, but what is a reflexive pronoun? A reflexive pronoun is not different as a word because the pronoun does not change, but we add to the spelling just a little bit. So we use a reflexive pronoun when the object refers to the subject of the sentence. Remember, sentences basically are set up this way: subject, verb, object. So let's look at this again. A reflexive pronoun is used when the object refers to the subject. So this is what that would look like. When the object is talking about the subject itself. Well, that's why we call it reflexive. When you look in the mirror, you look at your reflection. So in this case, the object is reflecting the subject, and the subject is reflecting the object. In a way, they are the same. Examples. She pictured herself in a beautiful wedding dress. She was thinking about what she would look like in a dress, a wedding dress. So she was picturing herself or thinking about herself. Now, reflexive pronoun here is herself. Why? Remember, the object refers to the subject. Object refers to subject. Object, herself, refers to subject, she herself. She pictured herself, reflexive pronoun. We tell what? Ourselves. Ourselves is who? We. So it's reflexive. Ourselves is a reflexive pronoun. We tell ourselves that a wedding is very important. They like to look at themselves. Themselves is a reflection of they. They themselves look at themselves in their wedding photos. So a reflexive pronoun can be a direct object, an indirect object, or object of a preposition. In this case, preposition at themselves, object of the preposition. Okay. She made the dress all by herself. This is another example of reflexive pronoun use. They made the invitations all by themselves. Another example of reflexive pronoun use. Why? Well, what is the subject here? She. What is the object? Herself. So we add all by before a reflexive pronoun to mean alone or without help. She made the dress all by herself. You could also say, she made the dress all alone. Now this is a reflexive pronoun here, right, because it refers to she herself. They, themselves. They made the invitations all by themselves, or with no help from anyone else. We also use reflexive pronouns in a few idiomatic expressions. We enjoyed ourselves at the wedding. We, ourselves. Don't be concerned with idiomatic right now. Okay, idioms, I'm sure you understand what idioms are, but right now the focus is reflexive pronouns, so let's just look at that. Ourselves refers to we. Help yourself to more cake. Now, make yourself at home. Now, how are these reflexive pronouns? Because I said that the reflexive pronoun as the object reflects the subject. If this is a reflexive pronoun, where is the subject? Well, it's an assumed subject. In other words, it's not seen, but it really means you, right? You make yourself. You make yourself. Yourself refers to you, reflexive. Yourself refers to you, reflexive. Here are some examples of the subject pronoun and its reflexive pronoun, counterpart or other side. I see myself. You see yourself. He sees himself. She, herself. It, itself. We, ourselves. You, yourselves. They, themselves. So something to help you remember what a reflexive pronoun is goes like this. A reflexive pronoun always ends in either self or selves. Notice that all of these reflexive pronouns end in self or selves all the way through. There are 2 exercises that go with this lesson. Exercise 12 says, Frank and Sylvia, a married couple, have problems balancing their relationship and other areas of their lives. Read each one's story and fill in the blanks with a reflexive pronoun. So you know that you're going to be using one of these pronouns that end in self or selves, which makes it reflexive. I covered this because I have all the answers here. All right, Sylvia's story. Now that I'm married, I don't have time for myself. I, myself, reflexive. We used to spend time with each other. We used to spend time with each other. Now that we have kids, we never have time for ourselves. Okay? Here's we, right? We. What is the reflexive pronoun? Ourselves. We, subject, ourselves. Reflexive pronoun as the object. Let's look at exercise 13. Fill in the blanks with the correct pronoun or possessive form. So the correct pronoun or the possessive form. Frank and Sylvia used to do a lot of things together. They went to movies. They is Frank and Sylvia, right? Went out to restaurants and took vacations together, but now what? They are always too busy for each other. They have 2 children and spend most of, what do you think the next word's going to be? They, which is a pronoun, have 2 children and spend most of, I think it's going to be a possessive form of they, their time, taking care of them. Who is them? Their children. Okay? So for the rest of exercise 13, just fill in the blanks. Good luck.